Greetings and welcome to another Let's Play It Right. This time we're going to play BattleZone II by Activision, 1998. The original BattleZone was a wireframe based arcade game like you see in that scene, and it was around in the early 80s. The second BattleZone game was by Activision just a couple of years or 18 months before this one was released. In 1997, BattleZone Combat Commander was released, and it was a story of a Cold War covert battle in space between the Soviet Union and the United States. A cool story, but the gameplay was much similar to this, and in this game the humanity is fighting against the alien species known as the Scions, and they are vying for a resource called the biometal, which is a kind of smart nanometal which can be used to rapidly construct advanced vehicles, weapons, and ships. So, without further ado, let's play BattleZone II. And let's play it right. This is an ISDF recycler. It is the core of the ISDF base. It starts out as a vehicle, a large tracked vehicle. It's actually a mobile base. We're going to bring it to this corner of this box canyon in order to deploy. You'll also see my hover tanks, battle tanks over there. I'm going to deploy here. Nice sheltered corner. I'm going to have these 3 Sabre hover tanks follow me as my escort. This is a biometal pool. It's much like an oil well. You can pump it out of the ground. These are scraps of biometal. They each provide 5 biometal at a time, and they can be collected by scavengers. Scavengers can also be turned into the pumps that pump biometal out of the ground. Our building is ready, so we're going to start building scavengers. Our first scavenger is going to be placed on that biometal pool over there. Our second scavenger is going to be used as a kind of sacrificial lamb. This one has now turned into a kind of building that's going to pump biometal out of the ground. The other guy's going to follow us. There comes the pump, and we're ready to start gaining biometal. If you notice the bar on the left of my screen, that now shows a yellow bar as well as a green bar. That means that we are collecting biometal at an increased rate from the ground. Okay, and now that is in firing range of the enemy tower as a sacrificial lamb, we and our tanks are going to go and destroy this enemy tower. I'm going to use fire and forget missiles in the tower. I'm actually going to use my chain, my miniguns. They're a bit better for this job, I think. As you can see, my tanks are doing a lot of damage. The scavenger's been destroyed, but so is the enemy tower, so none of my tanks are damaged. We have 3 fresh tanks, and my scout's still ready for action. I'm now going to build a turret, and I'm going to place that here to defend against these sort of guys who would like to come and take this biometal pool from me. So that's the enemy deploying on this pool, but he's about to be destroyed, so that's no problem. Bring our turret down here. I'm then going to build a scavenger, an additional one. We're going to be building scavengers throughout the game as they constantly get destroyed and turn into metal and need more to get more metal from enemies eliminated on the battlefield. Okay, I'm going to take my 3 tanks. I'm going to have them guard this turret, and my scavenger, I'm going to give the order to scavenge. I'm also going to build another scavenger. Group the 2 scavengers together as group of 4, and then give them both the order to scavenge. Reissuing the scavenger order to a scavenger that's already scavenging does nothing, so that's fine. Alright, they're busy collecting metal up there. Since we have 40, we now need to build a constructor. Constructor is a large sort of a humanoid mech that you use to two important things: build the majority of your future buildings and upgrade biometal extractors, which is very important. Which is what this one's going to do right now. For upgrade extractor. You can either give your commands entirely through the numeric menus on the top left of the screen, or you can point and press space. You can also point and click, if I recall correctly. Alright, notice that the bar on the left has now gone from yellow to red. We still have the green, which is the recycler. The red is this extractor, which is now upgraded. Red means we're gaining biometal at a highly increased rate. I'm going to next build power here, or we can't continue to build major base defenses. Notice that our metal is still going up reasonably quickly. That's because our scavengers are busy collecting metal from the battlefield. Now that we have power, I'm going to build defenses for my main base. We're going to start up by building something in this corner, which is a relay bunker. The relay bunker provides two things: the ability to view the game in command from a third-person perspective, a satellite view like most RTS games, but it also provides the ability to build gun towers next to it, which is what we need next. Right, and as soon as we have a few more points of metal, we're going to build our first gun tower. The moment that one begins to get gun towers, the game changes. As long as you then keep an eye on things loosely, you will be fine. But without gun towers, the enemy will rapidly overwhelm you. Alright, and I'm going to build additional scavengers because we lost some. So while you're in the red bar, you want to build cheap stuff. Once you get into the green bar, if you're close enough to your high goal, say you need 60 metal and you need 20 into the green to get that 60, then you may want to wait. But while you're in the red, rather use the red as quickly as you can, for example by building cheap scavengers. Scavengers are always cheaper. I'm now going to see if that scavenger is going to give me some metal that I can build a second gun tower here, because that's becoming crucial. And I have +1 power if you look at the top left of the screen, so that means I do have enough power to build a second gun tower. I just need the metal for it. Okay, I think we just got some metal. That's great news. Let's put another gun tower down. Okay, and I think our extractor is getting yet more metal. Brilliant. But what we'll need to do before we can build additional gun towers is to build more power.
Construction initiated.
The layout plan I'm using here is previously planned out. This is something that when I play this map, I have a specific way that I build my buildings in order to quickly get access to what I need. So the reason I built this power station here is so that I can build a factory right next to it in this corner where I am. But let's build more gun towers first. Okay. We're ready to defend this base. That's good news. Next thing we need to do is build a replacement scavenger because we're using our existing scavenger. We have a warrior in our base, and it's about to be fired upon by my turrets and myself. That was very quick. I need to have the scavenger go and pick up that metal and then send it downstairs. I'm going to build some supplementary turrets as soon as we have the metal to do so. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have this constructor follow me downstairs. Oh, unfortunately our scavenger's gotten stuck. This was one of the first games with kinematic grid-based pathfinding mixed with physical movement, so unfortunately the two systems sometimes come into conflict. But the game is still very enjoyable. Alright, here's one of our pilots running home from a destroyed vehicle. The scavenger is now going to follow me. We're going to hope that our tanks survive long enough for us to... Okay, still got that biometal pool. I'm going to place my scavenger on the biometal pool. I'm going to bring the constructor down here. My tanks need to come in close. I hope they all survive. This one's very badly damaged. Basically just need to protect this momentarily until our constructor arrives and builds some gun towers. I'm going to build my relay bunker here first, and then we can start building gun towers. That construction is initiated. I'm going to use my ready metal to get another scavenger very fast and bring them down here, because there's plenty of metal lying around here. If you look on the radar map, you can see it all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that scavenger's coming. I'm going to build a second scavenger. Group the scavengers together as group of 5. Alright, and our constructor has built the relay bunker. Now it's just a waiting game until we have enough metal to build the first gun tower. As soon as we've got one gun tower, our tanks and myself, the defenses will be moderately okay. Okay, that scavenger's going to go by the cliff there and collect that stuff. The other scavenger, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm going to ask him to please get his butt down here. Okay, we have enough for a gun tower. This is good news. We managed to do it before the enemy arrived. Okay. That beeping is the other scavengers being shot by the tower on top of the other hill. Okay, so that's not a problem. And we've got one tower, and we already have enough biometal for another gun tower. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to build our second gun tower, but we have no power, so I'm going to have to go build power in the main base, because we can't build it outside the main base. That means I'm going to have to build a new constructor in my base, which reduces my available metal somewhat. Never mind, you're right.
Yes, sir.
I don't want the scavenger out there, I want him to come back home.
Yes, sir.
This constructor is to build power. Over here.
Construction initiated.
And then we can head back downstairs and go and do what we need to do. The 6th scavenger is going to come with us.
Yes, sir.
So we've got a backup scavenger. And we're going to build a second gun tower as soon as we have that power in place, which should happen right now. There we go. Okay. I'm going to attempt to build my gun towers forward as quickly as possible. And though this is a bit of a risk because it's better to have towers abreast so that they can all target the enemy at once, I feel we still have a few moments before the enemy arrives, and I may just get metal for a third tower in the next 2 seconds. And then it's better to build forward because we're giving more leeway for our extractor to be further away from the action, which you definitely want, because I don't want to keep building that thing. Right, okay. Alright, and then we need to build one on this side in front of the extractor as well. That's going to take a few moments. In the meantime, I'm going to bring my tanks, or at least the most damaged one, upstairs with me. And I'm going to prepare a couple of service pods for him, which are like band-aids. And those are... Yep, there's the second one being built now. And my tank should be with me. There he comes. We just target him on these service pods. And he's as good as new. We get him to follow us again. And while I'm here, I'm going to also build even more power. Because you can never have enough power.
Construction initiated.
I'm going to take my tank back down with me. I'm going to move this turret here to between here so we can also fire. I'm going to bring these idiot scavengers indoors, and I'm going to build more gun towers down at the bottom.
Construction complete. Deploying.
Tower 6. Again, going to put them more forward of my extractor first, just to make sure that nothing bad happens. I'm going to build an extra turret upstairs for just some complementary defense. One of the reasons that one has to build turrets are not as powerful as gun towers, and they certainly aren't as durable. But they do two things. When enemies get between the gun turrets and fly into your base, you want small turrets scattered around. When they get between your towers, you want small gun turrets scattered around. And when there are enemies that fly, like archers, you need small turrets because only they can target air. So they are an essential complement to your other defenses. Okay, we've got more stuff going on here.
Construction
I'm
initiated.
going to just keep building gun towers. Can't get enough. And now that we have this group of gun towers nicely forward of the extractor, I'm also going to build one here, right in front of us, so that if they come from that valley there, we're also covered. 3 build gun tower, 6,
Construction initiated.
okay. So this base is looking quite good. It could use a couple of turrets though, the little ones.
Construction complete.
And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do now. We don't really need scavengers at the moment, because there's not a huge amount of scrap lying around. It's only up that hill, and that's in the danger zone, so I'm just going to keep building turrets.
You're the boss.
And this third one I'm going to deploy here in my main base, but I think after that I'm going to start building for our... looks like it's time to build scavengers since we have scrap coming. Excellent. Okay, so we have a few scavengers on the way now. It's good.
Yes, sir. You're the boss.
I'm just trying to move this turret because he's doing silly things here, so
Yes, sir.
I think it's because my tanks are in the way and he's not getting a good position. That's actually not too bad, to be honest with you.
You're the boss. Yes, sir.
Alright, and now my 4th scavenger is about to come out. You see how quickly they build. And as soon as it does,
Yes, sir.
we're giving them all the order to scavenge. Then we should have quite a lot of metal. Right. What I'm also going to do while that's happening, because these scavengers are all going to attract the attention of that tower up there, I've decided that what I want to do is use that to my advantage and bring my tanks up to do battle with this tower at last.
No mercy.
And myself, of course. Okay. The damage has begun. Okay, the tower is now trying to shoot my tanks, and I may lose a tank. Yes, I'm going to lose a tank, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. We've got the tower sorted out. There we go.
Lead on.
Alright, tell my tanks to follow me again, and my scavengers, which were largely untouched, can come up this hill and collect all this lovely metal here. In fact, the first thing that I want to do is pop my... I can't attack. Just wait for the scavenger. If my 2 tanks can take out this extractor, then we're in a good spot to be able to... someone attacking. Then we're in a good spot to put our extractor on top. I need to keep building turrets in the meantime, large numbers of them. There we go. Okay. Our scavenger was destroyed by something there. My tanks to attack that something. Oh, there's another one behind me. Looks like we've lost all our tanks. Not a good thing.
Base under attack.
Okay. Well, all we gained by that assault was to wipe out the main tower, unfortunately, and their upgraded scavenger, which is not too bad, I think. But we are now going to have to back off and reconsolidate our forces. So as you can see, I'm pushing out large numbers of turrets. And at least since I took that extractor up there, I got momentary additional scrap production. You see there's 2 yellow bars on the left-hand side of the screen. All I'm hoping for here is to produce as many turrets as possible before they destroy my extractor. Okay, we lost that extractor now. That's fine. We've actually got a good number of turrets going already. 5, the 6th is on the way. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go and sit, albeit a risk. I'm going to go and sit inside the relay bunker for a while. The reason it's a risk is that enemies can actually shoot you while you're inside here, particularly the artillery is dangerous. But for right now, I think this is the best thing I can do. Looks like my scavengers aren't giving up there, they just want that scrap.
Got it covered. Got it covered. Deploying. Got it covered.
I'm just going to send my boys to that IMF pool then.
Yes, sir.
And keep these 2 enemies distracted while my turrets come and set up here. It should happen momentarily. So I'm going to, even though my group of turrets is not complete, I'm going to bring the whole of Group F2 now. There they are, they're starting to get up. They're all undeploying, moving up the hill.
You're the boss.
I'm going to, okay, I was about to cancel the build queue there, but never mind, it's too late. Alright, and my turrets are going to deploy. I'm actually going to move them scattered. This is one of the nice things about third-person view. In first-person view, this is very difficult to do effectively because they all tend to clump up and it's very hard to separate them. But as things stand here, this is not half bad. Okay, my guys are firing, the enemies have been wiped out. And we managed to keep our extractor somehow, so that's very good news.
You're the boss.
I'm going to put these guys in the front here,
You're the boss.
here,
You're the boss.
and here.
Deploying. You're the boss.
Probably one in the middle here between these 2.
Deploying.
If we can get there.
You're
Yep.
the boss.
Alright. Generally, if you've got about five turrets in front, that's a good number to keep you safe.
You're the boss. Deploying.
So I think we've got 6 here, so that'll do nicely. And I'll just put those extras around the edges for the hell of it. I'm actually going to move that guy to the mountainside there.
Deploying.
And these 2 can come back slightly.
You're the boss.
Just so that they're in line with the others.
You're the boss.
Okay, that should provide a solid defense for that extractor. Now we're getting some serious metal.
Deploying.
I'm going to build another constructor to take up there. Now we have 3 constructors, one at the bottom base, one at the top base, and one in our main base. And join all of them into the group F7.
Under attack.
And there's our new constructor. It's going to come up here and upgrade this. One of the things we never do is to upgrade a very badly damaged extractor like that. So actually what I'll need to do first is to send a new one up there after destroying the old one. First though, I'm going to build a gun tower here since we have the money to do so. And the other thing that I need to do is I need to build a factory. So as soon as he's built that gun tower, we're also going to build a service banner factory here. Fortunately, it seems metal is not a problem at the moment, so... Wow, those guys are taking damage from my turrets. Okay, got that sorted out. Built the new gun turret. And I'm going to go and build my... Oh, I need more power.
Construction initiated.
I'm going to send my new constructor up the hill so long. I'm not too worried that anybody will get past my line of turrets, so my new constructor should be safe up there. Main thing we need to do is either destroy this extractor, because it's so badly damaged, or we need to repair it. And repair is a possibility at this stage, what will be in a moment. Because we're about to build a factory, and then with the factory we're going to build I'm trying to figure out what angle this is at. Oh, right. It's that side, is it?
Construction initiated.
Once we've got the factory, we can then produce a service bay. And the service bay allows us to produce service trucks from the recycler.
Construction complete.
Okay, almost. Service bay. And we're going to place it there, I think, because that's all we can do at this stage. I'm actually going to put its back towards the extractor.
Construction initiated.
And then I'm going to move my factory drop-off here. And I'm also going to bring my recycler's factory drop-off to the center here, just so that my turrets don't pump up too much as I build them.
You're the boss. You're the boss.
Place these turrets here.
You're the boss.
Okay, and that turret goes there.
You're the boss.
Alright, our turrets are still handling okay. 1 or 2 are damaged. It's not the end of the world. As soon as we get a service truck up there, we'll be able to repair all those problems. So now that we have the service bay, we're using the recycling to build service trucks. I really shouldn't stay in the relay bunker too long, it's quite dangerous. But as soon as I've done this work, I'm going to get myself into a scout again, I think, or a tank.
On my way.
So you never have any advance warning. You just find that archer mortar shells or artillery shells start landing on your base, and then it can kill your character instantly, your avatar, and then you are finished, because that's, if you die, the game ends. If your recycler gets destroyed, the game ends. Those are the victory loss conditions.
Prepare engage.
So I have to destroy the enemy's recycler in this game. That's the interesting thing about playing against the computer versus playing against enemy players. Enemy players have commanders that you can snipe and kill, or shoot down in combat. The computer doesn't. You can never actually snipe his commander and win the game that way, so you have to destroy his recycler. Okay, that service truck's doing a nice number on that extractor there. I'm going to build a second service truck to do the same job. I'm going to bring them both up here, and when they're not busy repairing extractor or gun towers, which I'm going to build now, they'll repair the turrets. So one way or another, we've got some use out of our repair trucks.
On my way.
There comes our new repair truck. It's F1. Really, the repair trucks should actually be F8, F9. That's fine. I'm going to make the constructors F10, and my scavengers should be F9. So I put all the passive units, the non-attack units, at the end of the list, so it's easier for me to select stuff that's attack units F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, etc. Or easier for me to reach from WASD where I'm controlling my movement. That's looking good. We've got our factory. I'm going to build an assault tank. That will be a nice place for me to ride around in and keep myself safe. Well, honestly, it's not the whole truth, because assault tanks are very vulnerable to mortars, but anyway, it's useful to have an assault tank because you can take out additional enemy buildings using that. So I'm going to bring the assault tank up to the top, if you can get there.
Falling in.
Just come and bolster my units. And then we're going to do something very important.
Under attack.
Oh, let's see what's going on down there. Still a good defense going on down here. It's fantastic. No problems there. This constructor's a bit damaged. I might want to just walk him up the ramp to get repaired on the service bay.
Locking in course.
And then you can go back down later on. My service trucks are now busy repairing turrets. Sometimes they do that on their own. Quite like
On my way.
Now, I don't want to have to tell everybody to do their job. It's nice when they just do it without being told. But, you know how these things go. I'm going to build a relay bunker here.
Construction
I'm
initiated.
going to move the assault tank just to sit behind the line of turrets there. And we're going to just keep that assault tank there. He's going to act as a kind of a small gun tower himself, because he also has a plasma cannon. The main thing that we want to do with assault tanks is actually go and gun down enemy towers like these that we see around the corner. Well, that's a tower, this is an extractor. Great, now that we've got a relay bunker, we're going to do the next step, which is to build our first gun tower on this base. Well, we would if we had power. So let's go down here, build more power,
Construction initiated.
and at that point we can start setting up a defense. There comes our lower base constructor. He's finally arrived at their service pad. He's going to get prepared now. You can hear him being repaired and his bar is going up. You see, they actually don't have a lot of structural integrity. These guys, they're quite weak. It's like a bulldozer with no armor. Okay, it's coming down here. So he's on his way back to the lower base, and we're going to build a gun tower because we can. I'm going to move these turrets forward slightly because they're otherwise going to be in the way of the gun tower. You'll notice that when you build gun towers and there are things in the way, they actually push them out of the way. This is true for any building. But these guys weren't right on where the tower's built, so it didn't actually really push them.
Deploying. You're the boss. Deploying. You're the boss.
That's fine.
You're the boss.
Build another gun tower. So 10, 6. Alright, so I think for the defensive part of the game we're pretty much there. Because there's so many turrets here backing up these gun towers, I'm not too worried that this base will be destroyed. I'm not worried about this base at all, considering the number of gun towers here. So we're actually ready now to begin the process of building up our forces for the final assault on the enemy. Well, not the final assault. First we have to assault these enemy positions here, take their biometal pools from them, and then we'll be ready for the final assault on the enemy base, which is up at the top right of the map here, northeast. Critical things to do right now, I do need to upgrade these extractors. Same goes for this one, otherwise we're sitting getting metal at a much lower rate than we could do. You see we now have 2 red bars on the left hand side here. We're about to have 3 as soon as this guy gets them stacked together. Oh, we lost a tower. Oh, okay, well that wasn't a big deal because we have some... Oh, we lost 2 towers. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that. I'm going to then build more scavengers quickly. That's going to be essential. And then we're going to group this existing scavenger with F6. We're going to tell all these scavengers to go and do some work. Great, okay.
Yes, sir.
And before I even rebuild towers here, I'm actually just going to make sure that I upgrade this. I will also need to bring a service truck here to deal with that, to fix it. So I'm going to bring one from the top side. And we're going to actually try and ramp him down this cliff because it's the quickest way to get from the top area of the map to the bottom area. That's why the map's called High and Low, like the AHA song. Go, 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 go.
On my way.
See if you can get down here. Usually you can sort of trick them to getting too close to the edge and then they just fall down. There we go. Fall, little buddy, fall!
On my way.
I do quite enjoy the physics in this game. Go, go,
On my
go.
way.
Okay, and then we're going to repair that freshly upgraded extractor. Great. Now we're going to start replacing gun towers, and
Construction initiated.
we've done that. Then we can get back to building our attack forces. Okay, that scavenger is about to get a whole lot of metal here, which is great. It's recovering some of the bits of our previous towers. It's like cannibalism. Shocking. Well, that was quick. Okay, we've got 100 metal. Goodness me. I wonder if we should build something else while we have 100. Let's do that. We're going to build an armory. That's a pretty important part of our game, so let's build an armory over here. And then we're going to build more gun towers, replacement gun towers. Oops, our scavenger's been hit, so we're going to just, fortunately he's returning, so that's no problem.
Yes, sir.
Go and park over there in the corner. For now, put down another gun tower. We've got our armory. This is good news. Having an armory means we can now do something quite special. I'm going to jump out of the relay bunker. I'm going to actually, first I'm going to actually walk over there myself. I'm just going to quickly run over to the other side of my base behind the factory here, and I'm going to fiddle with the control panel, as you do. I'm actually waiting and not using metal right now intentionally, although it's never really a good idea. I might as well build a service truck quickly. There, we've still got 17 metal, that's good. Just have a service truck in my main base, that's why I'm building that extra one. Already up to 84 metal, 91, 97, 100 again. Wow. Okay, here's the control panel, and what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the standard sabers to super sabers, as I like to call them, with SP stabbers, armor piercing, I think it is, chain gun, oh it's shield piercing stabbers, chain guns, and hey, let's go for proximity mines, shall we? I'm going to do that, and I'm going to upgrade my assault tanks to never use plasma guns and only use mortars. They now become dual mortar wielding pure base destruction machines. They're basically siege engines. Okay, now we can tell this building that we're in to build sabers. That first saber is going to be my personal ride, all pimped up with new guns, and that should be fun. Probably not going to build many more sabers because the main thing we actually need is tanks that are able to lay siege. So I'm going to start building. I'm going to start building assault tanks after this. In my new saber, I've got SP stabbers, beastly, and chain guns. And proximity mines, which, hey, why don't I just lay some down in front of my other base? And in the meantime, I'm going to build assault tanks as soon as I get 80 metal. Now notice that I've increased the prices of both the saber and the assault tank by 10 each, which is no mean thing. I mean, that makes quite a difference to how long you have to wait for resources. But in terms of the quality of equipment, it is a worthwhile change. So I'm definitely up for that. While this tower is attacking my dude, I'm going to go and chain gun him. Probably going to lose my tank at the moment. Who cares? Chain guns are quite effective. I'm going to get out of here. Okay, just get behind this hill before he destroys me completely. That's alright. Okay, and we've got this tank, which actually is the perfect tank for that job. I think we should bring this tank around the corner with us. Come on, boy. Oopsie, I'm getting hit again. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to build more assault tanks in my main base in the meantime. But one of the fun things I'm going to do here is... Oh, really? Is that so? Oh, this is getting sore. I'm going to let my assault tank deal with that warrior. And my gun towers. I'm going to go home and get repaired. There's one thing about warriors, they have far better, more powerful weaponry than the saber tanks. But the saber tanks have maneuverability and speed. I also enjoy the versatility of the saber tank in terms of having a mortar, which is what I'm going to go and use on that tower now, along with my big assault tank friend. And we have two more assault tank friends here. I'm going to group them all as one. Bring these guys with me and build one more. As soon as we have the metal, which is now. And put them in as group F7. And I'm fully repaired. I'm going to prep my mortar for use. And there it is. And we're going to bring our assault tanks up here as soon as this fourth one is ready, which is now.
Building complete.
Follow me. Okay. They do move slowly, they do tend to have a bit of trouble getting between obstacles, but these seem to be doing alright today. So I'm not too worried. Just checking out the gun towers to make sure they're okay. Yeah, okay, here comes our third tank, that's great. Fourth tank. Alright, and then this becomes easy at this point because assault tanks take very little damage from those gun spires. So I don't even have to go in myself. I'll use my mortar from afar for sure, but I'm actually just going to let... oh, this is even better. I'll let the scavenger take the damage. And then my assault tanks who are behind me here are going to just come and do the actual work of taking out that tower. So we're going to sick them on that tower now. F7 to F1, select F1, attack. Alright, and they're going to go and do all the heavy lifting. So that's actually a lot of fun. They have dual mortars each, if I'm not mistaken. Although it doesn't look like it at the moment for some reason. Okay, now we have a problem because these guys are actually going to be a problem for us. I think they are shooting at these maulers, so that's alright, but we're losing tanks now. I'm just going to use my chain guns because that's the most effective way of getting through mauler armor. Okay, and they're attacking me, which is a problem. Right, we're going to bring this mauler back. It's a pity we lost a bunch of tanks there, but one of them is still firing from around the corner, which is great actually. I'm just going to keep trying to shoot this mauler until he's dead, so he can't turn around and do damage to us. Oh, which is a bug. If he goes for the main tank, that's fine. I'm just going to wipe him out. Oh, he's coming for me. He likes me. But he's not going to reach me because he's not fast enough. Sorry, bud. And this assault tank is probably about to take out that tower. I'm going to help. Yep, nearly done. See, I'm staying just out of range here. That's all we need to do. Notice that I move forward as I fire my mortar. This just gives some extra range because the round carries your momentum as well. And I think that's about it. I'll do 2 more shots maybe on each of us. That turret is not firing, and ordinarily it would be firing at me from here, so that's good news because I think the power was locked up. Alright, our assault tank is going to follow us. I'm going to keep building assault tanks at the main base because they're so effective for this. Ooh, looks like I'm out of ammo. Alright, well, not too worried here. This tank is going to remain here and he's going to fire on the extractor. That's all he needs to do. This incoming group of enemies is going to wipe themselves out on our defenses, which is great. Brilliant. Tons of scrap. I'm going to build another assault tank and I'm going to start building scavengers because we've only got one at the moment and we need several to pick up all this scrap. Okay, I've queued another 3, so that should happen soon. A collection of scrap. And I'm going to just go down here myself and gather up my tanks because they tend to be a bit goofy and not very good at moving around if you don't by the hand. I think the original tank in group F1 is the one that's up there and firing, so I don't want to interrupt him. Okay, what I'll do is I'll rather select these guys individually using shift select and then have them follow me. Only them. Otherwise I select the whole group. Everybody has to go with me. And that means that bar on the front line will come back to me, which is not what I want. I'm still a little bit damaged, so I'm going to go and park next to the service truck here, which I think is still there. I hope. There he is. Service me, buddy. Thank you. Okay, we're almost ready to build another assault tank. There we go. And our scavengers are ready to do their work. Here they go, they're actually already up the hill. Busy bees. Somebody shooting us from that side. Oh, right. Let's see. Okay, and we've got a couple of new assault tanks. Probably going to just head back to base again and go and collect. We're getting so much scrap at the moment now that they're destroying themselves on our defenses that difficult to resist
Building complete.
leaving base until you have a full group.
Building.
Actually, you know, when you get scrapped this fast and you're building assault tanks back to back, you might as well do it that way.
Unit lost.
Ooh, we're losing constructors somewhere. That must have been at the lower base.
Unit lost.
Oh, we're losing a few things at the lower base. Okay, I'm going to tell my assault tanks to all park off here.
Building complete.
Actually, going to have all of them come here and sit at the back, just here behind my line of turrets. I think just here. And then I'm going to head down there myself. Oh, it's time to build another assault tank.
Building.
And at that stage, I think we're at least we've got a nice solid force up top, and I can go and look out for what's going on down here. Oh, I see scrap, and I see no constructor, so I've obviously been having some luck against our defences, and we've lost our little goodie as well, our service truck, so we need to do a bit of work here to get things back up to scratch. I could probably leave this group of 5-6 towers for another couple of attacks, but I know better than that. The computer will very rapidly take advantage. The moment they realize you're down from, say, 6 towers to 4, oh boy, things go south very quickly. They'll throw all their might against that weakened base, so you just don't even want to let it get to a weakened state. I'm already in a hurry just to get my new constructor down here and start replacing towers. I feel as if we should bring that service truck real quick, the new one. Okay, we're going to actually put our various service trucks in the same group. Okay.
On my way.
And then I think F9, that will be the last guy in that group because he's the one that's just been built. So we're going to bring him. Yep, that's the
On my
one.
way.
Hopefully he hurries up down here. They're pretty speedy service trucks, so you should get here shortly. Just as long as he doesn't get stuck on something. Alright, we collect some scrap. We've got 98 metal already. Good news. I fear we may not have power. Okay, we don't have power, so that's a problem. We'll bring this constructor right here. You'll notice I'll never, if I'm not going to immediately build a tower, I'll never put my constructor on the front line. He'll sit sort of at the back of that base until I have the necessaries in place, in this case power. Alright, we're going to build some power here. Actually, prefer having the, I'm rather going to build the power at the back, I think. Or am I? No, I'm going to put it here. Just to explain to you what this is about, I still have to build a bomber bay. That's probably going to happen maybe even now. The bomber bay needs to be as far out of potential enemy range as possible, because when the enemy realizes that you have bombers and if you're playing against Scions, the aliens as I am now, then they will immediately start to launch droves of archers to try and destroy your bomber bay because it's such a threat to them. And that's fair enough, because it really is. To build a bomber bay, I need a training facility, so let's put that down here.
Construction initiated.
Okay, and then I have exactly 4 cells, 2x2 left here for the bomber bay. Let's build the bomber bay as soon as we've got enough scrap. I think the bomber bay is going to have to wait. I'm rather going to go and consolidate the lower base first.
Construction initiated.
That's a few more, isn't it? What I like to do is attract some of their attention, just so that you can give your turrets more of a chance, because you see how you turn it on, it takes a long time. That's the problem with mortars, is their turn rate is ridiculously slow. And that really helps when you're there to actually just distract them for a second or two so that your turrets can do the work. This is the kind of thing that makes me enjoy this game a lot, is that your presence on the battlefield is actually genuinely beneficial for various reasons. And in some cases, it's just because the AI is shit. but that's fine. Like, that doesn't bother me. I think that just makes the game more fun. If I can do things that the AI can't, that makes me feel special. Who wouldn't feel special for that? Come on. Right, we're getting very large amounts of scrap very quickly, so I think we're on the verge of building our bomber bay. Yes, we are. Hey, we just got 100 scrap. Okay, let's build a bomber bay here. Oh, we need power again. Okay, just as we had enough scrap. Okay, I built power and I didn't lose any metal, which means that my surplus, the amount that my base stores above 100 was already like probably maximum. So that's brilliant. So we just bring it. I've never been quite sure how it works. I think the scavengers hold in themselves the surplus unless they're destroyed. I think that may be how it works. Anyway, here we go with the bomber bay. Great news. There we go. Now we have all the powers in the world that we need. The only building I haven't managed to build here is a tech center, and I'm not too worried about that because I don't need the largest tank in the game, the largest walker. I'm quite happy to just get along with my turrets and assault tanks and the bomber. Okay, we have a bomber now as group F3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and use it. I'm going to show you this from the view of the relay bunker first because it's more quicker that way and easier to see. I have the bomber selected. As you can see there it says bomber, and I've got the line pointing to the bomber from the map. And this tower is going down.
Target is painted. Engaging.
Unfortunately, you can't have more than one bomber and make the game completely unfair. But never mind. It's deadly enough just having the one, which is why when you do, the enemy archers come hard and fast to try and destroy you. That's interesting. There's F. Okay, so that was a bomb drop, and as soon as the bomber goes back home, I'm just gonna get out of my bunker and you'll see it flying overhead. As soon as it comes back, we're just gonna send it on another mission. There it goes, going back to its landing pad. I'm gonna select it again. We're going to jump back into the bunker. That's just landed. It took minimal damage. I think it got shot once by that tower before it dropped its bomb. And let's go drop another bomb, shall we? Takes a while to rearm, which is why those were grey, but now we can attack again. Oh, our scavengers are going to have some fun with their metal over here. I'm going to carry on building assault tanks. Goodness me, I can get a lot of assault tanks now. This metal game keeps going on. It's actually nice that those scavengers are there right now because that turret won't be able to even shoot at the bomber because it's too busy with the scavengers. Here comes the bomber. Here comes the big fat bomb. The daisy cutter. Oh, that's gotta hurt. And it wiped out one of my scavengers and one of their turrets and the extractor. I'm going to send this less damaged scavenger to go and sit on there, and this guy's going to pick up some pieces. Happy days. Looks like we've got a continuous queue of assault tanks going, which is exactly where you want to be in this game. If you can build assault tanks at $80 each continuously, you're basically, your war machines are operating fully. The next thing we would need to do is to bring our constructor to the new extractor. This will leave him vulnerable, but it's no big deal if I have to put another one. I basically just want to try and get in there and upgrade this extractor. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to build these turrets, which I have in my main base. All 4 of them. And I'm going to group them as F4 only. There is an F4 up top here, but he should actually be part of F2. Then I'm going to bring these 4 turrets to here to defend me as temporary defenders of the faith, as you might say. I'm actually going to bring the service truck here to assist the other service truck, and then those 2 are going to go together to protect that new frontal base that we just formed. I'm going to group my constructors together, and we're going to go and look what's going on here. No big deal at all. That's great. One of the things I'm going to do as well is I'm going to actually have my assault tanks gather here on top of the hill. Oh, that was a brave scavenger. Just got destroyed there. Okay, we're going to spread our turrets in line abreast. And hopefully for a little while they will keep their enemies off us. We're just building another queued assault tank. Brilliant. And I'm going to have my boys go up onto the hill, as I said. I'm going to select the factory and set its drop-off point up here. And that should be happy. There goes an enemy pilot, little bastard's getting away. Let's see if we can shoot him. Oh, is he? Was that one of mine? Shoot him. Ride him over. Walk over him. Do something. Walk on him. Oh, I missed him. Damn it. Ah, my turret's got him. I think they're going to shoot that guy as well. Bummer. What a horrible way to go. Nah, he's out of range already. Okay, I think my new tanks will start. Yeah, you see now my new tanks will just start driving up here of their own volition as well. Anything that's just been built now will start coming up there. We've got our line of turrets here. We need our. We need to temporarily interrupt that queue of assault tanks by using some of the metal they would use to upgrade this extractor. There we go, 60 metal. And the job is done. And we then need. Let's bring these service trucks as a new group. I'm going to regroup them as group F6. And those two are going to come forward here to repair this extractor. Now there are two ways that I can get gun turrets here to defend if I feel that that's wise, and I do. One is to build all the way from here, turret, 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 turret. That's probably going to cost about 250, 300 metal. So the better way to do it is to just build another relay bunker on this side. And because we're now limited for power because our base is full, I'm going to have to strip down some other turrets. What I'll do then is I'll bring this construction main base, who no longer has a purpose, to here and start demolishing buildings. Probably these two at least, and leave the outer 6 of that 8. That just gives us a little bit of power extra, so we can at least build 1, 2, 3 new turrets in front here. Hey, we've got our extractor up, so we've got 80 metal in the red, which is amazing. I mean, we can now basically build tanks at a rate of knots. Turrets also on full health. See, basically what's happened now is that the enemy, I have got 4 of the 6 biometal pools, the enemy's only got 2. And it's really wearing on him, on his ability to produce. You can see he has a gang of baddies there. But that's going to take a while to increase beyond that group. And look, that group alone is quite deadly if he sends them in good formation. But yeah, the likelihood is he's going to break himself from my defenses again and again, provided I get these new gun turrets up here quickly enough, which I now need to do. And at that point, we're actually good. I'm going to demolish this tower, hopefully get some scrap out of it, and immediately start putting down new towers here. So we're going to build a gun tower. We need to do this quickly now because those guys can come down this hill at any moment, and it won't be funny for me. Those 4 little turrets won't be enough to defend against that. I'm going to move these turrets slightly forward so that they're out of the way of the gun towers being built. We're ready already to build another gun turret because we get so much resource so quickly. 3 gun tower. And then we're going to build a third one over here. Oh no, I think before we can do that, we need to demolish another one of these buildings. I'm actually going to take out the relay bunker. It's not always the wisest thing to do, but because we have so many gun towers here, and because we're now actually building frontal defenses, it doesn't really matter. They're never going to get past this point if we're careful. So that's fine. Okay. They seem to be swarming out. Archers are coming. That's because we have got a bomber tower I'm going to bring the bomber now to already come and intercept those archers if I can see them, which is difficult because they're high up. I'm actually going to send out the bomber to destroy this. All I want at this point is to get the bomber out of the way before those things arrive. One thing I need to do right now is build either a mortar bike. I'm actually going to build both a mortar bike and a scout. And this is necessary because I have to be able to get up that hill to destroy those various... okay, I've got a mortar bike. That's enough.
Building complete.
Yep.
Bombs are away.
I need to be able to get up the hill to destroy those archers. Those archers are now landing on top of the hill.
Building complete.
And the incoming fire is about to begin. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see if I can maybe even bring the bomber back to bomb these archers. Okay, there's the fire is beginning. Okay, unfortunately my mortar is doing the job here. Yep, we're losing units, that's right. Okay, we took out 2 archers there. Okay, and we're going to take out the others there. Sounds like we lost a building or 2. I'm not sure what they were shooting at. We're about to see, I guess. What did they destroy? Yeah, they destroyed the bomber pad. Means we have to spend another 100. That's a shame. We're going to have to build a constructor in order to do that. Ah, well. It's just the way it goes. My mortar bike got a bit damaged, but it did a fantastic job of getting up on the hill, even easier than a scout. Mortar bikes have incredible maneuverability.
Building complete.
Oh, looks like we're taking damage in the front there. We better deal with that real quick.
Satellite activated.
Okay, fortunately we survived.
Construction initiated.
Looks like we lost 2 turrets, but they were sacrificial, so that's fine. Let's bring another turret up there just so that we've got some extras.
You're the boss.
These are F4, so I'm going to grab that turret that's moving the group here as F4 as well. There we go, he's joined the group. Okay. Now next, what do we need to do? Probably even build another gun tower here if we have the power. Yes, we do. But by using this power, we're going to basically prevent ourselves from being able to build a bomb bay again unless we demolish something else. So let's demolish something else. Okay, good. I don't think you get much from demolishing. I think you get maybe 10. Yeah, I went from 85 to 95 there, so that was 10. Alright, well anyway, we're back to 100 basically, so we're going to just walk over here and build a new bomber bay. And we're going to hope that it doesn't get wiped out again. What I'd really love to do actually, and maybe it's a good idea to prevent that from continuing to happen, is to actually have mortar bikes on top of that hill. The best thing would be to have turrets on top of that hill, but that's going to be very difficult to achieve because turrets have terrible thrust. So I don't think they're going to be able to get up there. I'll try with these 2, but I don't think they're going to be able to get up there. What would be ideal is either a group of scouts or a group of mortar bikes with machine guns, but of course mortar bikes have only one weapon, and that, amazingly, is a mortar slot, not a gun slot. Let's see what those turrets do. Oh, they do nothing because they're stuck. You see they're halfway up the hill and they fall down again. I mean, maybe I could fly something up there. Go and try that actually. Let's see if we can do this. Get in my bike and go fly up there and then see if I can jump in a turret and actually get one of those turrets on top, because one turret would be enough to defend my whole base. It would just wipe out those archers as they're landing. Let's see, I've never tried this before. on this map anyway. Come here, pick me up.
Stay put.
Right. Oh, this is going to be a hell of a thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that up there, but you never know until you try. Here's a nice spur here, a shoulder. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Now all we need is a motorbike up here. Then we... Yeah. This is good news. See, all I need to do is hop out and build a new motorbike that can... Oh, we don't have a free group. I think we need to join that. Yeah, this will work well if we can get a motorbike up here, because we just tell the pilot to hop out once he arrives, and then we're actually in business, because those two pilots, as soon as they hop out here, they're going to jump in the empty turret that I've just left, and then I've got automated defenses on this hill.
I'm on my way.
Okay, you're going to come up here.
I'm on my way.
Let's see if you can do that.
Base under attack.
I'm on my way. Building complete.
I don't actually want to fall off the top. I just want to get those two bikes up here. There they are. Okay, they're going straight to the rally point. I hope my other base is holding out while I'm doing this. Okay, there are motorbikes now. If I can bring them up here, like, that's perfect. All they need to do is come and sit here.
Under attack.
Or even better, on the flat part of the top of the mountain.
I'm on my way.
It's so great. Yeah, here comes one. That's amazing.
Base under
Oh,
attack.
almost. Almost. What I think I'm going to... almost.
Base under attack.
I'm sitting around here doing this while my other base is under attack. I don't want to use that base. What I think I must do here is bring these two bikes just a bit further away. So this wasn't part of my plan for this game, but I just realized this could be actually a very good thing tactically for this map if I could figure out how to do this. Okay, so I'm bringing my bikes here. And now I'm going to send them up there at like top speed. So I'm actually going to use my jetpack, just land on top, and I'm going to tell them to race over here. And I actually want them to be coming from this side as much as possible, because the shoulder is over here beneath me. So I'm really hoping that that other base is holding out in the meantime.
Base under attack.
Okay, they're ready. Alright, we're going to bring them up here. Hurry, boys.
On my way.
If they build up full speed before they get here, they might just get up this ramp. I would be so happy. There we go. Brilliant. There we go, because even one is enough. Even one is enough. I'm not even worried if the other one doesn't. So I'm going to tell that guy to hop out here. And he's going to go straight into the turret, and then we've got defenses against the archers. Brilliant. Okay, so because I've got other things going on right now, I'm not going to worry too much about having the turrets there. I just want to go and check on my base. So I'm going to drop down straight to my relay bunker here, where I was giving orders from before.
Defensive unit
And
satellite activated.
okay, we're losing turrets, so that's not good. Oh, I see. They've got archers here.
Construction initiated.
That's a real shame.
Base under attack.
That's a real shame. I'm going to have to use the bomber on them. Okay, well now they've stopped, so I don't know what's up with that. That's this place is all defended, so that's no problem. You notice how they have different colour shields. The blue shields are not so great, the red shields are quite difficult to get through. And I think that's what the SP stabber on the saber tank is for stabbing through those red shields. Difficulty here is that if I build enough towers here, they can keep bombing them, but I'll always have surplus towers. So that's actually what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to build excess towers. Like over here, for instance. Ooh, somebody's bombing us. Okay, what's the bomber doing? Where are the... there they are. I'm actually going to send my little bike as well to do that. It was that bike that didn't get up the hill. Oh gosh, building lost, really? Ah, Jesus. Okay, now they've got their hands full with this little motorbike, so that's fine. That motorbike, that one little cheap unit is enough to do the job. Okay, well he fell down. I'm going to bring him back up into the base over here.
I'm on my way.
Watch out. Here he comes. How are we doing here? Alright. Okay, well we've got 5 towers here and plus 0 power. Again, I suppose I could destroy some of these, but yeah, I probably should. No, I'm going to go and demolish one of these. The last one will be that one. And then at least we've got a token defense here. And we can build an extra one on the side, which is going to be necessary. Momentarily. Right, well that should do it for the site. We've got 6 towers here, so losing 2 or 3 is not the end of it. Alright, sorry for the slowdown in this game. I probably added 50 minutes to this video. At least I have complete defense against those crazy archers. I wish I had more turrets here, but that should do.
Base under attack.
Let's take our bomber and go and wipe out the enemy's goodie over here. Extractor. And then all we need is all we'll need at that point is the ability to build a scavenger, and then we can bring our scavenger to go and occupy that new spot. And we'll immediately bring the whole of group maybe not all of group 2 except for the important guy on top of the hill. We'll all go.
Under attack.
That's irritating. What are they doing? They're bombing me again. Yeah, okay. I get it. I just need to see where you are. Okay, so we've got problems somewhere here. I obviously will need to just wait till I rearm, because I've just bombed that extractor of the enemies, and then as soon as I've rearmed, I'm going to bomb. You can see the rounds coming out from here, but for some reason we just can't see the actual archers. But if we bomb this warrior here, the radius of the bomb will take out all these units. So provided that the bomber doesn't actually get wiped out on the way in, we'll be fine. I'm going to have to keep building gun towers here. Fortunately, I have not much else useful I'm able right now. I actually should be doing my final assault at this stage. And yeah, I really should be doing that, in fact. I'm going to bring my bomber to group F4. I'm going to take my assault tanks to, take my turrets to group F3 and my assault tanks to group F2. Oh, we just bombed them. There we go. Boom! Oh, wow! That was a lot of destruction right there. Okay, it makes me feel this is a good time to send in my 2 groups of assault tanks to just absolutely annihilate the enemy base. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. These enemies are about to break themselves on my defenses. My assault tanks are all on their way. And I have a feeling that will be sufficient unless they have a lot of mortars in their base, which I don't think they do, because they only have 2 of those, what are those things called? Extractors. They actually don't have the capacity to build mortars right now. Just my brave scavenger is going in to collect their scraps. Cheeky little man. And while this is going on, I may as well build a new group of assault tanks. Doesn't hurt to do so.
Scavenger lost.
Oh, okay. Here's the big damage again. I think it's not going to be very long before we destroy his entire boat.
Bring 'em on.
Okay, we're going to just see if we can get our shots around the corner. Yes, we can. So our tanks are having a while of a time there. That was the fastest destruction of a gunspire I've ever seen. Okay, we're going to wipe out their extractor and then prevent them from building really anything useful, including warriors, which are quite dangerous tanks. Because basically they'll be down to 40 maximum metal at that point and they won't be able to build any larger units. Maybe just turrets, that's all. And we have enough assault tanks not to worry about turrets. Okay, it is done, it seems. Oh, they're building a new tower right here. No worries. It's just going to get shot because it's in the way.
Bring 'em on.
There we go. Extractor's gone. Wipe out their factory. Notice, because I have so many assault tanks, because their individual armor is so high, I'm not even going to worry if I see attack units like this Guardian. I don't care. I'm purely going for destroying their base right now. Gun towers don't even matter. I just want to wipe out this matriarch and the extractor, and we're done. There we go. That's that done.
Bring 'em on.
Okay, and they're about to start attacking the matriarch. And that's game over for them. That's a lot of damage, eh? Mortar rounds. There we go. Main building destroyed in no time. We have won! And that's how you play it right, BattleZone 2.